Hi everyone, it's me Rylan. I hope you're all doing well. Upon consideration of the fact that we've had a particular heat wave here within the last month or so, I figured that an appropriate band to discuss on the channel would be the Beach Boys. I understand that there are some misconceptions about the true nature of their music, or not necessarily misconceptions per se, but I think the whole definition of surfer music um, allows for a very narrow perception of their sound as a whole. And so I went through their back catalog from 1962 to 1970, or their first album to Sunflower, and I pulled out 25 tracks that I think are of particular interest to myself. I didn't necessarily include all the big hits, so I know there's going to be people in the comments that are like, "How could you have left this song off and stuff?" These are just my personal favorites, the songs that have touched me the most out of their entire discography that I've heard so far. I still need to enter their 70s era of release. But I should also mention that I will not be discussing this record, primarily for the fact that I just feel like I can't say anything else about this record that hasn't been said before. And for me, this is one of the strongest records in the entire discography of the Beach Boys, if not the strongest, which I know is a very cliche take, but I don't care. I would say, yeah, if you're looking for a place to start with the Beach Boys, you can't go wrong with Pet Sounds. The Smile Sessions is also one of my favorite Beach Boys records, if you can really call it that, I guess. It's more of a Brian Wilson project. Um, but it's a little bit more experimental, so I'd suggest diving into some of that stuff first and then working your way forward. Yeah, so without further ado, let's jump right on in here. I've got 25 of them, so I'm going to try and keep things moving as quickly as they can. Number one is All I Want to Do from Sunflower. Absolutely blissful harmonies from all of the guys on this song. Just amazing. One of my favorite Beach Boys songs. Number two, Be With Me, classic Dennis Wilson track off of 2020 from 1969. Sort of has an ominous sounding fade out with these screams and growls and things, but I think it's sort of makes sense when you consider that the band was affiliated with Charles Manson around this time. Number three, Busy Doing Nothing off of Friends from 1968. Brian's first entry into Bossa Nova, and it's just a killer song. Number four is Cabin Essence. Whether or not you want to consider this a smile track is up to you, but I think no matter what, it's a pretty incredible song, especially with the fuzzed out bass, and Mike Love's repeating line over and over at the end, where he says, "Over and over, the crow cries uncover the cornfield." It's almost like trippy in a way, which is not something you often get from the Beach Boys. Number five, California Girls, big hit for the band, but it's got that classic swing time feel, beautiful orchestration, some interesting chord changes, and the guys all sound good as ever. So yeah, that's number five. Number six is Can't Wait Too Long, which maybe I should not have incorporated onto this list, simply for the fact that it's an outtake from the Wild Honey sessions. But I figured it was worth including because I do really enjoy the song. It almost has sort of a dreamy quality to it as well, with all the different chimes and percussive instruments and things. And it also happens to reuse the bass line from Wind Chimes, the Smile Sessions version at the end. So yeah, man, combine that with some incredibly lush harmony stacks, and you have a pretty great Beach Boys song there. Number seven, Childless Father of the Man. Something about this song just really speaks to me for some reason. From what I understand, it actually depicts a psychological theory by which a child's actions are influenced by their perception of their father, or the way in which their father treats them. And that sort of takes on a different meaning when you understand the abuse that Brian suffered as a child at the hands of his father, Murray Wilson. Yeah, I don't know why. It just, that particular song off the Smile Sessions, I don't know what it is about it. It's just, it's incredibly concise and clear cut. And to me, it's almost sort of like a summary statement of the second side of the album. Yeah, otherwise though, I don't have anything else to say about that one. Number 8 is Deirdre, Bruce Johnston song from Sunflower, 1970. Yeah, what can you say about this song? Just a great brass section that helps to bring the vocals up, and some nice, almost scat singing, I think, from I think it's from Bruce Johnston himself that's singing this song. But yeah, again, with the swing time sort of feel. It's a shame that Sunflower didn't get higher up the charts than it did. Number 9 is Do You Like Worms? Plymouth Rock, sorry. Almost sort of a conceptual song that discusses the first arrival of the Europeans in the Americas. Yeah, I know some people discuss the fact that the Smile Sessions sounds particularly fragmented musically, but I think this is one of the songs on the album that, as I've heard it more, it starts to make more sense and the pieces start to flow better. So yeah, that's another one of my favorite songs off the Smile Sessions. Number 10 is Girl Don't Tell Me from Summer Days and Summer Nights in 1965. Pretty simple arrangement for the Beach Boys. Very few harmonies. I believe it's just Brian Wilson singing on this one, double tracked. And like a pretty cool little acoustic guitar part and just a laid back like drum. Yeah, I'd say this is a pretty laid back Beach Boys song musically. But I don't know, I think that's one of the reasons why I get so much enjoyment out of it. Number 11, by contrast, is Girls on the Beach from All Summer Long in 1964. The harmonies are just astoundingly good on this one, and there's some very unexpected chord changes within this track that always catch me by surprise. But man, it would take a lot of talent, I must say, to perform any of these songs, whether it be in the studio or live. Just as a collective, you know, like knowing who has each individual part to sing and ensuring that everyone does it properly. Yeah, this track is just very memorable for me. Number 12, Good Vibrations. $120,000 was spent producing this song, and I would say it's $120,000 well spent, because hit number 1 in the States and in the UK when it was released. And yeah, I mean, what else can you say about Good Vibrations? Just a really great song, and you can tell so much craft was put into it, so much thought was put into every single note. Number 13, Heroes and Villains. Some people say that this is sort of a counterpoint song to Good Vibrations. I think, well, some of the transitions aren't quite as natural as Good Vibrations, I guess you could say. Heroes and Villains, to me, has more of a progressive sound, and you can really see the experimentation starting to creep into the Beach Boys music. Not to say that Heroes and Villains is any less sophisticated, however, than Good Vibrations is. I think had Brian had more time to like fiddle around with things on Heroes and Villains, you could be looking at a song that's just as strong as Good Vibrations. Number 14 is In My Room. Very personal, heartfelt song from Brian, and I can relate to it as a teenager and an introvert. just using your room as a means of escape and a place to decompress. 15 is Little Bird off of Friends. Just a quiet, calm, but like very powerful vocal from Dennis Wilson on this song. And this is one of the first songs to, I feel, allow him to step up to the forefront of the Beach Boys music. Yeah, just a beautiful brass section, beautiful string arrangement, and the production, I must say, on Friends is very good as well. Number 16, Little Deuce Coupe, one of my favorite songs by the early Beach Boys. Once again, I think it's sort of a summary statement for much of their music of that time. And that's the thing about early Beach Boys is sometimes, I mean, I think you could put together an absolutely killer best of compilation from those early years, but I also think there is some filler on many of their albums from that time period. I think it wasn't necessarily until maybe they hit Today and sort of that Pet Sounds era that they really started to be able to put together like a really solid album's worth of songs. Yeah, so Little Deuce Coupe. Number 17, The Little Girl I Once Knew. I wish this song got higher in the charts, but unfortunately it didn't. I believe they were just coming off the success of California Girls, although I could be mistaken in saying that. John Lennon raved about the song in Melody Maker, and I have to agree with them. Just really great harmony vocals. The guys, you know, don't sound much better on anything else than they do on this. I'm not sure if it was the Wrecking Crew that played on this. I think it very well could be. It could be the Wrecking Crew. Yeah, you got the 8 bars of silence before it jumps back into the chorus. And very percussive vocals, I must say, with the harmonies. Number 18 is A Little Saint Nick. This song is always a popular tune around Christmas time up here in Canada. And ironically, I think it was actually bigger in Canada than it was in the States, even at the time that it was released. Number 19 is Brian's rendition of the Lord's Prayer. Technically, it's not a Beach Boys song, but it almost might as well be with Brian's interpretation of it. Just some of the most jaw-dropping harmonies you'll ever hear in your life on any piece of music. It's very much like a barbershop quartet or the Four Freshmen. And yeah, I mean, you can try singing along to it, but if you don't know what you're doing, it's not going to turn out super great. And trust me, I've tried. But no, just an awe-inspiring interpretation of the Lord's Prayer. Number 20 is She Knows Me Too Well off their Today album. I need to give this song a more thorough listen, but from what I've heard of it, I think this is one of the more solid songs off of Today. And yeah, with that catchy guitar part and the she knows me, you know, that sort of thing. Yeah, just a cool sound on that tune. Number 21, I'm a sucker for a good surf rock instrumental. This is Stoked off of their album Surfing USA. And I don't know, it sort of reminds me of like Dick Dale and the kind of music he was releasing in the in Southern California about that sort of same time, if not a little bit earlier, I must say. But no, I've always been a sucker for a good surf rock instrumental, and that sort of scratches an itch in my brain for that. Yeah, I think it's cool as well how they sort of stop the song and then they're like, stoked, you know. Number 22, A Thing or Two. Now, not only do I like this song because you get to hear Mike Love say the N-word. No, I'm just joking. No, but for me, I don't know why I have an interest in sort of the bouncy groove to this song, and then when it transitions into that straight groove, I don't know why, what draws me into this song, but I I don't know. To me, it's one of the stronger tracks on Wild Honey. Even though I do believe Wild Honey is a very good album, and it's very solid all the way through. A thing or two just stands out to me for some reason. Vegetables, the version on Smiley Smile, specifically. I have nothing against the Smile version of Vegetables, but I feel as though the Smiley Smile version is a little bit more concise, and it takes the ideas from the Smile Sessions version and kind of like puts it all together into something that's a little bit more palatable. And it does more in like a shorter amount of time for me. Also that, and I like the idea of Paul McCartney just playing on a piece of broccoli, or I think, what was it? It was like, it might have been celery or something. I don't even know what it was. He was cracking something in the studio for that song. For number 24, the version of Wind Chimes from the Smile Sessions. I don't know. I both Wind Chimes and Holidays have a really nice sound to them, and I think it's almost sort of partially for the fact that they sound almost tropical, but it makes you feel like you're just like relaxing in the pool, you know, like sipping on a Coca-Cola or something like that. Like it's a refreshing sound, and I like Wind Chimes for that reason, especially the turnaround where all the voices come in and everything, although I found it quite jarring at first. The bass run within I think it's the last minute of the song or so, is probably one of the most Brian Wilson type things ever to incorporate into a song. But yeah, just another one of the many reasons the Smile Sessions should have been released when it was intended to be. And then number 25, another version of a song that I think should have totally made release back in the 60s is the version of Wonderful off the Smile Sessions. Just Brian, a harpsichord, and some gentle bass playing in the background. I'm not sure who contributes bass on that song. If it's Carol Kaye, it could be, because I know he employed the Wrecking Crew for that album. But yeah, well, I mean, Wonderful. It's just a great song with the harmony stacks about 40 seconds in. Yeah, just it's only 2 minutes long, but it packs a really great punch. Yeah. So that's my list of my 25 favorite Beach Boys songs as of right now, between 1962 and 1970. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.